Hey, we're back. Yes, sir. Okay, let's jump into it. So,
wait. What's the best thing you did today? This guy did absolutely no work today for sure.
No, I really didn't do much work today. I'm not gonna lie. I went for lunch with basically my entire work family, which was great. It was John's birthday. Happy birthday, John.
Oh damn! I didn't message him. Sorry, John. Your message is coming up right now.
Yeah,
Happy birthday.
I wanted to take John and Dario, my little cousin, out for lunch. And then I told my uncle it was John's birthday. He's like, oh, we should take him out for lunch. I'm like, oh, I'm taking him. He's like, okay, I'll come too. I was like, awesome.
John's birthday will be a couple days from now.
Yeah, that's fine. Anyway, so we took, so we went, and then my uncle invited my aunt, and then we invited 2 people. So we ended up going for lunch, 8 people. Montana's half-price wings on Mondays. Hell yeah. And they were great. So that was probably the best thing I did. And I also had a really good workout. Went to the gym at like 7 this morning. Probably there for a good 2 hours. But like the first hour, I basically did fuck all. Kind of walked around. But yeah, I had a very good day. How about you, George?
It was good. I just wanted to make a point. I just finished messaging John. I sent the most generic. Sorry, I shouldn't say the most generic birthday message because I don't forget people's birthdays. I always message them, but I send like the same message.
Happy birthday. I hope it's a good one.
I hope it's a great year for you. Wishing you wealth, health, and happiness. Like
you're one of those classic fucking guys, eh?
Cardboard George. Man, I don't have much of a voice today. What did I do today? I basically got to the office. I got in a little bit late today. I had to run some errands in the morning, but I got there around, I think, 10. I just sat in my office, closed my door, and just caught up on a bunch of work because the last couple of weeks I've been on the road so much. I learned how to use HubSpot Website Builder, which is pretty cool.
You building another website?
I'm going to redo our website, yeah.
Didn't you guys just redo it?
I did it about a year ago. Not even a year ago, 10 months ago. But you know, it's me. You always got to be iterating, you know? Keep evolving, keep moving.
That's fair.
I like our website. It was more so to improve our last one and serve a purpose until we can get more functionality built into it. So trying to make it more self-serve for our employees and our clients and all that stuff. So working away at that, putting my technical know-how to work. And yeah. And that's it.
Danny, what about you?
Pretty tired from the weekend still, but
I had a really busy work day.
Yeah?
But I got a lot done. So that's a good thing.
Good. We love that for you.
And that's it. Now I'm here tired.
Were you tired at all today this morning getting to work?
Exhausted.
Yeah.
I had my eyes closed. I had my sunglasses on this morning because my eye was hurting with the light.
Danny, people can't see. Danny smoked herself with her car door apparently. What did you do? Because I don't even know how it happened.
So I bent over and I thought I dropped something. And I didn't realize that my door was open, and I whacked my head up, and then I jumped in the car and I just started, I couldn't cry because it was like hurting so bad that my eye just started leaking. Then I rubbed my eye, and then I just feel blood all over my sweater, and I'm like, oh my God, what's happening? I can't see, I can't do anything, I'm dying. Like, it was just like, what's happening right now? Like, I'm concussed. Holy shit, I have this engagement party tonight. Like, I'm gonna, oh my God, I'm ugly. Like, I was losing it.
I figured that would have been your first thought, though, because if a girl gets a slight scratch anywhere on their person before an event they have to go to, they're probably freaking out.
I'm not going.
But it was more just like that's like I would have gone even if I had like the massive, but it was just more like I can't see in this one moment. I was in so much pain. There was a car next to me and I'm just like in a ball in my car, didn't know what to do. And I'm like, I just have to get home. Like, just get me home. So I just drove home, called my mom. She was at the hair salon. She's like, what do you need?
Shout out to Lisa because she listens to the pod too.
Yeah. And then anyways, went home, iced it, didn't study, didn't do anything, just iced it until the party and I was fine.
Party was good.
But now it's all blah.
It was a really, I think I ate and drank for 8 hours straight.
Okay, so honestly, it was, I'm not saying this because it was, like our engagement party, but I think it was one of the funnest ones I've ever been to, and like the restaurant was unbelievable. I gave him a shout out when I was there, but I got to give a shout out now. If you want the best Greek food in Toronto, trying to think if I know anyone else who has a Greek restaurant that I might offend. But honestly, Philoxenia on Yonge Street in Thornhill, hands down, I think it's hands down the best Greek food in the city. People were were blown away by how good the food was. And I was talking to my cousin today, and I didn't even really think about this in the moment, but because it's a restaurant, not a hall, like they were cooking the food fresh and bringing it out and serving it. So all the dishes, everything, I mean, maybe the salad was like prepped before, but everything else just was coming out as it was ready. It was honestly
the food was amazing. Like the energy in the room was great. Everyone was having a good time. Everybody was mingling.
It was.
Like, I think
really
we
fun.
didn't leave till what, like 2?
Yeah, late.
1:30?
We left, I think, at 2:30.
My boy, Ken there kept us, told us you can go to whenever you want, and I think we literally stayed till
Like the end.
yeah, till the end.
Like, at one point, I was like, I'm actually just, I don't think I could eat or drink anymore. I think I'm just at my.
You didn't move
capacity.
at all. You know what my mom said? My mom's like, I have to give props to like DB and Ricky. She's like, I watched them and they didn't move from that table once during dinner service. Because like in between like the appetizers and the mains, like people were walking around talking. They're like Ricky and DB, like it was like, but my mom was like, it was respectful for other people around sitting at the table as well that you were there. But I think you just ate straight.
I didn't stop eating.
Oh, I didn't. I'm the opposite. I barely.
I
ate.
think I barely.
You're out mingling, right? For there.
Oh,
Hey, big shout out to George and Becca putting me and DB at the fucking family table, eh? Heck yeah. Someone looked at me like, Rick, why you at the family table? I was like, I don't know, man. I got a good seat here, though.
Hey, that was the hard part. Like trying to put people where to put them is the hardest part.
Because then you had some tables like
I
15
told-
people, some were like 6.
I
right?
told DB he almost got demoted to the corner table by himself because that trade. My man did me dirty twice in like the last 2 weeks, but we got it resolved, so he got to sit at the head table. That was fun though. It was a good,
But you know
great
what? Because
restaurant.
they kept putting out the like food in between. So like, okay, you got 6 people on this side of the table that gets 1 calamari, 1 dip, blah blah blah.
I can guess what you did. You would eat yours in front of you, and if you looked over and there was still food next to them, you asked them if they're gonna finish
No,
it.
but the thing is, I wasn't. Food never got put in front of me because I was at like this awkward spot where it was like no food got put in front of me. So it's like I ate from this side and this side equally, and it was I don't.
Ricky also had Constance right in front of her.
Yeah, so, like, I was
all she
double
was eating
eating.
was pita bread.
Yeah, and you're like,
she like
"Kid eats,
devoured the
man."
pita bread.
She can eat.
Takes after
Yeah.
her uncle.
But
Her uncle and her dad.
it was great.
Yeah,
She watches us eat and just learns. There's no
At one
food.
point, she would look at me, just eat. I'm like, "Oh, we having a fucking eating contest, Chop? All right, you
She's
want?"
so cute.
She actually is really. Cute.
No, but it was a really, really fun weekend. Today, I know we just talked to us just a second ago, but man, today I was in worse shape today than the day after. I don't know why. I slept till 8 o'clock, which for me is late. Like when I sleep in, 7 is a sleep in for me. I woke up at 8 and I could barely get my eyes open. I felt like I was 400 pounds maybe. I could not move this morning. And I ate a lot yesterday, being a little bit hungover. I just munched on everything. But I didn't feel like I ate enough to warrant how I felt today. I felt like trash today all day.
See, it's so weird. I was yesterday. We woke up at Danny's and like whatever. We snacked, but it's not like we went crazy.
He wouldn't leave.
A little bit of pizza, a little bit of candy.
I have a
whatever.
question. Wait, first, that pizza that you had when we got there.
It sucked.
No, but
No,
did
what?
you
It was
order
just-
it and they left it at the door? Is that why?
No,
Oh,
no.
because it was cold and I didn't
It
remember
was in the
what.
garage. It was bakery pizza.
Okay, because I was eating it. I was so hungry at the end of the night. I was eating slices because
They should have been warmed up.
But
some
I
of
thought
them.
it was good. I was
It
eating
is.
it. It's really good.
good pizza, but it's some of the ones that we had should have been warmed up.
It was
usually from this bakery, like we get just the tomato sauce one, but it's like a thicker pizza. It's not like a.
I liked it. I thought it was good.
I don't know. I was looking for the
But it was
microwave when we
cold.
got back. No microwave in the basement.
No, there's microwave upstairs.
Yeah.
But there's an oven downstairs. You could have heated it up.
Yeah, but who the fuck does that at an after party? I'm not gonna turn on the oven because that's how
Oh, yeah?
houses literally burn down.
Why? You could have easily put
You
the
got
oven
10
on.
people all hammered, turning on the oven.
Or we
Good
could've-
chance we fall asleep instantly, like half of us did.
I almost fell asleep on the couch.
you? I heard
Yeah,
you fell
so
asleep
did
beside me.
Ricky.
No, you were lying down, and I was a little bit like, I just drank a little through the night. I think because I didn't eat so much, it hit me like a ton of bricks at the
At
end
my house.
when I was going to your place. So I saw him lying down. I curled up the way you curled up in a ball, like when you slept in Ibiza, and I slept on the end. And I think I was about to doze off, and then Bex, she's like, "Hey, like let's go." I was like, "Oh yeah, let's get out of here." I just put my head back in the Uber. And so it's still a 40-minute drive home, which is a pretty long way. I got back and just passed out and blacked
Yeah,
out.
I passed out right on the couch. I thought I woke up with Maz.
But you were
on
also
the,
on like uncomfortable couch.
I was fine.
Sophia was right next to you, and I kept
Yeah.
trying to move you, and you're like, you were whining the whole time. I'm like, can you just go to the other couch? Like, you'll have a way better sleep.
Remember when I told you to go to the spare bedroom at my house and you were on the couch?
Yeah, but that was comfy.
And I was comfy on your couch.
That's the most uncomfortable couch. Whatever, to each their own.
No, but on
It
your
was
point,
fun.
well, you said how you woke up and you felt shitty today. Yesterday, I worked out. I had a full day. I had a healthy dinner. Took 2 melatonin at 7 p.m. last night. So 9 p.m. rolls around. Like I could barely keep my eyes open. I was like, hey, I need to make it to at least 9:30. So like I don't wake up at 2 or 3 a.m. Made it to 9:30. Like conked out, straight to bed. I woke up this morning. I'm like feeling like $1 million. I'm good. I step on the scale, $190. I was like $1.85 like 3
I have
days
not
ago.
weighed myself in a year, maybe.
I love weighing myself because it's just like, at least I know what foods trigger things, right? It's like popcorn late at night, all the sodium for my seasoning and the buttery is really bad for you. If I like fast or if I eat at 6, I just drink a lot of water. You wake up, you feeling nice.
Yeah, but it's so interesting. It day to day, it's not.
Oh no,
You
but
know-
my scale gives you the weekly average at the end, right?
Oh,
that's what you.
oh,
that's
it's
what I
like a
take
smart
it for.
scale.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
So every week it sends me my. It's called.
it's like it's an
Withings?
app.
Yeah.
Oh, I
so
didn't
it
know
connects
that.
to
That's
Bluetooth
cool.
and everything. So every day it gives you the weather. It gives you your weight from your previous 7 days.
scale to tell them the weather.
Like, fuck, it's good some mornings, right? Like I don't really check the weather.
just so
So I step on it. It gives you your weight. Then it gives you the previous 7 days has like a chart, so you can know if you're going up or down. Then it gives you the weather. No, your body fat, your BMI, and the weather.
How does it?
That is probably physically impossible how accurate that is.
I was gonna say,
It's
how
not-
would it tell
can't
your
be.
BMI?
It can't. It's physically not possible to tell your BMI.
Yeah,
by
you
that.
can't, right?
Maybe it
No.
doesn't tell me BMI, but I'm pretty sure it does.
But even like body fat percentage, I think you need a serious proper
Body fat
scan.
percent. There's like a full like system that you'd have
Yeah.
to you have.
So here's my weekly report. Every Monday it emails me at 6:20. So last week, including this doesn't include this morning. I'm 185.9 minus lost a pound last week. Good week. Yeah, so that's what I do. That's why I weigh myself every day. I try to at
I've
least.
given up on weight tracking a long time ago. All right, enough about the weekend. That was a fun one. Let's some hot button topics we want to discuss.
Well, first off, like obviously World Cup, big fucking tourney.
Have you watched any games yet?
I watched Senegal and Netherlands at lunch today, and then I had a little bit of USA and Wales on in the background, but I didn't finish it, so I don't know who won. But
Well, let's pull that. I mean, this is gonna come out later, so we can't.
Doesn't really matter.
So it was tied.
0-0,
No, 1-1.
1-1. Cool.
Wow, big news.
Go.
The Jets might bench Wilson, and we have Joe Flacco
Oh, there
in
you go.
ESPN.
Okay, it's good news.
That's good news. Anyways, back to the
So World Cup. The question I want to ask you, George. So right now, the president of FIFA openly stated telling teams not to wear the One for All armband, which is a pro LGBT community armband that says like kind of one for all, whatever. So I think it was the president or the chairman of FIFA said, "Don't wear it because you're going to get a yellow card instantly." And that's what they basically said.
Yeah.
If you are a member of one of these teams and your teammates aren't wearing it, are you wearing it? Yes or no?
Okay. Well, hang on. Before we ask this question, let's back up and talk about this thing first, because like I don't have the full context. The story I kind of heard of at a high level. I read it. I was trying to pull up the article if I can find it in the score somewhere. So this armband is
It's a rainbow armband.
yeah, no, that I get, but who's what? Is it from? Is it given to them by a federation, by an association, by a community? Who came up with the armband? And I know what it represents, but
I think it's been around for a
is
little
it
while.
from FIFA? Dan, are you looking this up by any chance? Yeah, I want to know who. Okay, here it is. I found it. The One Love armbands.
Yeah.
Yeah. So FIFA threatens on-field punishments for players of World Cup teams. I'm just trying to pull up through here.
It was initiated by the Dutch organization.
Okay.
But it's been around for a while. This isn't new.
In a statement on Monday, England's soccer governing body, the Football Association, and its Welsh equivalent, joined Netherlands, Switzerland, Germany, Denmark, and Belgium to confirm that the threats of sporting sanctions from the FIFA left them no choice but to abandon the One Love campaign gesture they announced in September.
Yeah. So I think for starters, I'm not an expert on FIFA. I'm not an expert on soccer, all this stuff, but I do know FIFA is always, even from when I was a kid, I remember this. FIFA has always had a reputation for being corrupt, super corrupt. I mean, a lot of. I don't think it's surprising because you hear about a lot of corruption in Europe in general. You know, people say, "Oh, you talk about the Greek government and they were broke because corruption," and it's something that gets thrown around. You know, in that part of the world, that continent. I don't know about everywhere, but it's not something that is shocking when you hear it. FIFA, I've always heard, is corrupt. What is mind blowing about this World Cup specifically is, again, like how it was allowed to happen. And I probably should have watched the documentary that FIFA one on Netflix before.
I haven't watched it either.
Yeah, I think it'd be good. It would have been good for us to watch it, which I'll probably do. I'll probably do after this. After we record this. It's crazy that FIFA has allowed Qatar to dictate what is now allowed. and the reason that's why I wanted to circle back, because is it FIFA came out and said these are banned? Because haven't soccer players been wearing them? So is it the Qatari government is now pushing FIFA to enforce what they want? Or is FIFA saying this is in violation of FIFA? Because that doesn't seem right. FIFA's like
I don't think it's a violation of FIFA. I think the referees, because a lot of the referees are like they can't do what they want, but they can make the calls.
But
right?
no, but not the calls. But who is like? Where do you think this ban is stemming from?
Okay, so
FIFA.
I'm reading this here.
So you think FIFA? Sorry, Daniel, pause for a second. So what I'm saying is, you think FIFA came out today, or came out now and said these are illegal to wear? Because FIFA's never said that before.
No, I don't think they're illegal to wear, are they? No,
It says FIFA has on team uniforms. The use of political statements on team kits is prohibited. According to Rule 4.3 of FIFA's equipment regulations, no item of playing kit or other clothing or equipment or otherwise may be worn or used in any controlled area. FIFA considers that it is dangerous, offensive, or includes political, religious, or personal slogans, statements, or images, or otherwise is not compliant full with the laws of the game.
So I think
Right. So FIFA is. So I gotta pull up this because I have it here.
It says we have clear regulations on armbands.
so. But here, I think the thing was,
Okay,
they've never enforced it. Just FIFA now is saying if you wear it now, you're gonna get a
right,
yellow.
and that's what I'm saying. Do you? Where do you think that's stemming from? Do you think FIFA just all of a sudden is banning it? Because in the past, people when they score goals take their shirts off. They have their slogans on them. There were other things.
I think it's because they know about the political state of that place.
Right. So that's what I'm saying.
Well, they're turning down people with LGBT shirts on. They say you can't come in there
Into the country or the stadium.
into the stadium. Someone had I saw they had a FIFA shirt with a rainbow thing. It was on Twitter, and the guy goes, "I got denied entry at the stadium." They either said, "Take off my shirt or you're not coming in."
There's
Right,
also
so
a
I
lot
don't think
going
it-
on with the flags as well.
Yeah,
they
flags, they
took
are-
away
yeah.
all the Iranian flags.
Well, hey, one topic at a time. Right now we're on.
Okay,
LGBT.
so
we'll get on that after, and then
just
Budweiser.
so we can have a logical conversation or like something that makes sense. I'm just gonna read I pulled up the score from the Associated Press. We know what's happening. So just hours before the first players wearing the ambassador One Love were set to take the field, FIFA warned they could be immediately shown yellow cards, changing the calculus for 7 European teams, which may have expected to be merely fined. The displays are a violation of FIFA rules. The standoff is just the latest dispute that threatened to overshadow the play since being awarded the World Cup hosting rights in 2010. Conservative Muslim Qatar has faced criticism of its treatment of low-paid immigrant workers as well as its criminalization of homosexuality. The decision came 3 days after beer sales of the stadium were suddenly banned under pressure from Qatari government, and 2 days after FIFA President Gianni Infantino delivered an extraordinary tirade defending the host nation's human rights record. Interesting. I did not know that. The captains of 7 nations had vowed to wear the armbands carrying the heart-shaped multicolored logo of One Love campaign, which promotes inclusion and diversity in soccer and society. That set up the prospect of viewers worldwide seeing a symbol of disapproval with the host country and defiance of FIFA on the arms of England's Harry Kane and Netherlands' Virgil van Dijk and Wales' Gareth Bale on Monday. But in the end, the team said they couldn't sacrifice success on the field. A yellow card is a warning, but 2 yellows would see a player sent off for the next game.
Okay, let's get back the main question because I think you're trying to get on the background behind it.
Well, yeah, I just want to understand before you say would I wear it. That's a loaded question because
Not really.
It's a loaded question because I'm not going to answer it from my behalf. But if I look at it from all sides, I don't agree with that. I think
It's not. Do you agree with that? Because we're all on the same page. It's just would you wear it? You're
okay, but
Kane.
that's what I'm saying. I want to preface this because I'm going to tell you why I'm going to answer this way. By FIFA making it punishable on field, you defying those rules puts your team in jeopardy.
100%.
You're playing most countries, like a lot of these players are paid very handsomely by their club teams. So the World Cup stuff and Euro Cup, etc., is for countries, I think more for pride. I believe
yeah.
they probably make good money, but I don't think it's going to bankrupt them, some of these big players. If a nation like, I'm trying to think, I don't know, Canada, who doesn't get paid, I think, as highly for playing here and paid as highly playing for, let's say, the MLS, can they afford to be that bold because of their livelihoods on the line? If it's impacting the team and your team as a whole and you're competing for something that, your nation relies on, all that stuff, is it the time and place to take a stand? If you're one person doing it, I don't know if it's worth it to do it. Like, yes, it's great. It's good to stand up for corruption and diversity, all these things. But it's different. If your whole team, if I was the captain of my team and I said, hey, we should all do this, what are they going to throw out our whole team of the tournament? Like, the backlash would be greater. So I think I would try and push for not just myself, but the team to be in support of it, other nations. And then the whole tournament goes in defiance of this, then yes. But to be the one person to do it and put your team in jeopardy, I don't know if that makes sense.
Well, so right now there's like seven different teams, and all the captains have agreed to stand in unison. So the captains have stand in unison to wear the armband despite the fines.
But that's,
Wait, are you sure?
I'm reading something
I'm reading
opposite
right
now.
No, they agreed in unison to not
To
wear
back
it.
down.
Yeah.
The captains of Belgium, Sweden, Belgium, Switzerland, Germany, Denmark had also pledged to wear the armbands. Today our number one priority of the World Cup is to win games, the Dutch Soccer Federation said in a separate statement. Then you don't want the captain to start the match with a yellow card. England also came out and said, today we feel contempt for an organization that has shown its true values by giving a yellow card to players and a red card to tolerance. Yeah, so I believe...
They all agreed to not wear
So
it.
here I said, this was 12 hours ago, so many things have changed. It says Kane alongside 9 other European country captains will wear the armbands as a part of their campaign against discrimination. There's only so much the players can actually do, and wearing the armband on the biggest stage in the world will have an impact.
Well, the Netherlands played today, right?
it's
So you can just check and see if
That's what I'm gonna do.
check and see if the Netherlands
And then
captain,
it's saying down here, it was
Nope,
like,
didn't get a yellow card to start
they
the game.
haven't given us any response to our letter. I think there's a possibility that we might be fined, and if we are, then we'll pay the fine. We think it's really important to show our values, and that's what we'll be doing.
Correct. So you see my point, though. So here's what's... I disagree wholeheartedly with what the governing bodies, the Qatari government, all that, what their decisions are. Even more so than that, the host nation has now changed the rules.
No
multiple
player
times.
had the One Love armband on.
Right.
On Monday.
So this is the
wore it.
point, though. I don't want to go too deep in this because it's a slippery slope. But you see, this goes a lot with what's interesting. You can make a comparison. You can circle back to somebody like Colin Kaepernick. And just to make this comparison, see, what Colin Kaepernick did, I believe the term is martyr. I don't know if that's the right word, but he basically made him, he gave up his own income, living, and put himself in essentially harm's way to stand for something that's bigger than himself. Now you see, if these countries are all on the world stage, you know what would have been better? They all came together and said, hey, let's just everyone wear one. Everyone wear it. Because what are they going to do? Give everyone a yellow and they don't play? That would damage FIFA more than anything. So, but when those...
You know that wouldn't happen, right?
But why wouldn't it, though?
Because there's some countries that care more about winning than they do about...
Yeah, but look at the message it could send.
But-
Then. If
but
they
that's
really
what-
want to show the message, then
that's
getting
what-
everyone together to do it. But it's hard to convince every single person to put
Yeah,
their
you need
career in
everyone.
jeopardy.
But that's also... But you see...
There might be players on the American team that don't believe in that.
And listen...
You know what I mean? Like, maybe that's an assumption.
It's true.
but-
It's true. You don't want to force everyone to do something they don't want to. But at the same time, it's clear what's going on there is. I mean, as an outsider, I don't know all the intricacies of the religion and the culture and the country as a whole and all that. I'm not speaking to that stuff. But what should have been done is they all should have said, you know what, screw it. Like, FIFA's clearly corrupt. They're clearly they're cowering to the country that is putting money in their pocket and probably paying them all pretty handsomely to be able to be allowed to change the rules like right before kickoff. They cancel beer sales right before it's about to go off. You think you get away with that without probably patting some pockets and shaking some hands? Like, I guess we're beating around the bush here. To answer your question, would I have continued to wear it like and put my team at risk when they're not aligned? I don't think so. Also, because you put yourself in a very precarious situation. The nation, I guess we just read, says it's homosexuality is a criminal offense. I guess it's whatever so like, look what happened with like Brittany Griner, for example. They're making an example out of her. It's sure what she did was technically illegal by that country in Russia, but if what's going on in the world isn't happening, do they do this? Does that happen? I don't know. I can't say, but it seems as if someone's got to pay a price. So do you want to be the only one at the World Cup? And then, I guess you understand what I'm alluding to. So personally, yeah, I don't think. What is your response to this?
No, I thought about this long and hard today, and George, I come to the exact same conclusion you. I wouldn't. And it's sad when you say that because the right thing to do, and morally, like your moral compass tells you should wear it because that's the right thing to do.
Like, no matter what.
The problem is you've worked your entire life to get to that stage, let's say. let's say some members of the Dutch team that you're a little kid, that's all you see, that's all you're doing. And you know what? Are you a favorite? No, but you've got a good chance at moving on. And that's your dream ever since you were a kid. Like getting to the Super Bowl was Kaepernick's or something. Like you want to get there. You want to be on that stage. And you finally get there. And then you're the leader of your team. You are the leader of your team because they only ask the captains to wear that armband, and knowing you're going to get a yellow, and that might affect the way you play the rest of the game, because if you get another yellow, you're done. And like
you'll be out that game, and you'll be at the next game. So 2 of your 3 round robin games will be out.
You're out, and not only you're out, it's just like you're putting your team at a one man less advantage.
Yeah,
so it changes the game completely. And again, the morally right thing to do is say, yeah, I would wear it. But in reality, there's a 0% chance I put my team at risk on that scale, because there are millions of people at home watching that are cheering for us. There's so many bigger implications. And I think that it's got its media coverage too now, where it's like everyone sees what's happening. The whole world knows it's wrong to criminalize homosexuality. Like I think there's probably 95% of the world will believe that it's wrong.
That's the problem.
I want to you shouldn't make assumptions and say like there's certain things. Again, for sure we agree, but you're also then speaking of generalities about like people's religions and all those things.
Yeah,
like
that's fair.
You don't know.
That's fair.
You can have one opinion, but people were raised differently.
Yeah, that's fair.
We agree that like the biggest thing is that I think overall is it's hard because you can look at the players and say, yeah, the players should have taken a stand up against FIFA. But then again, also then you don't know what the players all believe, how they've been raised, and you're forcing someone maybe they all want to speak up about it, but maybe you're forcing them to put them in a bad spot because you don't know their race, their religion, where they grew up, and so forth, and the nuances of their life. So yes, that's the easy answer, to stand up to a corrupt governing body and governments and so forth. But the bigger thing is I think is FIFA. Like, they knew what they were doing. That's why they made it a yellow. And the fines, they knew they would have been made like a fool, so they'd have to put their foot down. But it seems as if they're doing it because, like, if this was played in Canada, take for example the next World Cup, I'll venture to guess that this ban, this yellow card rule, will not be in North America, because North America, Mexico, what is it? Canada, Mexico, U.S. They would laugh at them if they said, why are you even fining them? I don't know. I think it's a joke, and I think it's evident, and people can see that. And
I think the point comes across, like, it's on the world stage. It's getting its media attention now. It's just sad that, like, and again, morally, the right thing to do is say, yeah, I'd wear the armband and I'd sacrifice my.
To be honest, what they did is probably worse. With their intent of maybe stifling the conversation around it, they made it worse because
now everyone's talking about it.
Well, there's also a lot of issues already when it comes to viewership of this World Cup. They're worried about the numbers going down. Numbers have already started going down in the first 2 days, and they're worried about that for the rest of the World Cup.
Well, it's also because this World Cup's, I think, one of the first World Cups that's taking place in the winter in I don't know how many years. I think it's like I was reading something.
Oh no, it's always in the summer. I think
it's almost always in the summer. This is the first time it's not in, like, I think it was in the fall or something, maybe 50 years ago. But it's always in the summer because people associate soccer with summer a lot of times, right? Like,
it's not just that; it's you putting but that's also changing. It's also mind blowing. You pick the country. Nothing against the Middle East. I think it's a beautiful place. I love it. But to put it in a place like that is like 50 degrees Fahrenheit, 120, whatever you want to call it. Vice versa. Makes absolutely no sense. How do you play? You can't play soccer in that heat. Like, people, you'll literally die. People can play football in Miami in like the like late summer. Yeah. Anyways, I think it's just such a stupid thing to do. I don't know.
It is. But just to go back on your point that you were saying before, the whole point of the wristband is to bring like uniformity and to bring people together.
Yeah, like inclusion
of everything. And the fact that someone's wearing this wristband, people in those communities may have not gotten that opportunity to even be in that position. So when you say, oh, imagine you were in that situation, you're at the top of your game, you're this and that, you get the opportunity, you've been dreaming your whole life to be in a Super Bowl, be in the World Cup, whatever. Some people in those communities never even got that opportunity because of where they grew up or
what they believe.
People surrounding them.
Yeah.
So
that's why it's tough.
Someone on that world stage wearing that one little thing just to kind of show more world coverage.
But I think also now, I think it's got the attention it's needed. Maybe not it's needed, but I think FIFA basically kicked themselves in the ass by doing this, because now everybody's talking about, like me and you are talking about when we're not big soccer people, right?
You know what's interesting? I don't. Again, I'm not going to understand it. I don't agree with it. I'm also going to understand like why they make such a big deal of something like this. Someone's wearing an armband to show something like to promote something that they believe in. Like, for what reason do you need to stop someone from doing that? I mean, it's also one of the interesting things. Like it goes back to the things of the kneeling for the anthems, all these different things. Right, these players are protesting. It's so interesting that the governing body, not necessarily the governing bodies everywhere, because it was I think the owners in the NFL don't want people doing something and expressing how they feel, I guess, at that level. And it's interesting because, from a governing body standpoint or an employer standpoint, they can say, well, at this time you work for you work for this brand, so you should abide by these certain parameters, right? You work for any company, you have to, during working hours, you can't go walk in there and start yelling at someone about what the shoes they're wearing.
Yeah.
But what's interesting is that these players, these athletes, they work their whole lives to get to this level. People are watching these games or these events to watch them, not the person who built the organization, not the sanctioning body who organized this tournament. They're watching these players. And these governing bodies, owners, all them, tell them what they can and cannot say. I find that really, I guess interesting is not the right word, but I find that kind of peculiar that these people, it's not even really their stage. It is their stage, but it's not their stage, They're not allowed to express themselves how they see fit, but everybody's watching to see them and see their expression of art or performance, whatever you call it. I find that very, I guess, interesting. I like to say that a lot, but that's,
I think you're at 6 times on this one.
I find a lot of things interesting. What can I say?
I think the big thing for me is that if you're not harming anybody, you're not promoting hatred or racism or, something that's negative. What's the matter? Let them wear a shirt that says, I love my mom, or let them wear a shirt that says, hey, one for all, or whatever it says. Who cares?
That's the weirdest
I just
one.
never understood that. Like even with the kneeling, Kaepernick,
but
who cares?
All they're promoting is, they're not promoting, like it's not malicious what they're promoting. Sure, I don't like the anthem thing. People have their own opinions about that. It clearly divided a lot of people. But what the person was trying to get at was. They're just asking to be understood, I guess, or heard, and they're promoting something that is overall positive.
And they're bringing attention to an issue that's not getting enough attention.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, it's not harming anybody. The band's literally called, it's One Love Bands, and the first word is inclusion that he promotes. Is it in what world?
It's not like he's making a mockery of the stage, and it's like the whole game's gonna be we're gonna ignore the game because of this. Like you have this fucking teacher in Oakville wearing massive prosthetic tits that's taking over the fucking the distraction level of classrooms. Meanwhile, this is an armband that nobody will notice the rest of the game.
That's what I was gonna say too.
Who cares?
And the thing is, when I'm watching a sporting event, you don't notice these little things, right? The band, you might get a glimpse of it. But I think the average fan who sees it will be like, "Oh, it's an armband." You might not even know. You might not even know what it is. But also, when you're observing sport, if I watch, you can take it for example. There was the shooting that happened recently. The Virginia players the 3 Virginia football players, Washington Commanders, wore 3 dots in the back, 3 numbers in the back of their helmet. The players' numbers. I don't mean this disrespectfully. I would never notice that in a game. And even if I saw it in a telecast go by, like, oh, cool. I wonder what that's for. But it's not like it's.
I can't watch the game anymore. They got numbers on the back of the helmet.
Yeah, it's not changing my thought, like my beliefs in life. Do I think it's great that they're doing it? Absolutely.
Love it.
That's what I don't get.
Who cares?
I don't know. It's so short-sighted.
I got another one now. Here's my second question.
Do you want to say something before?
My next question related to the World Cup again. You're the head of Budweiser, the person that did this partnership deal. 75 mil. You get this phone call. Hey, no more beer in the stadium. What's your first plan of action?
My first plan of action.
What's the first thing you do?
Well, it depends what level of person this was. If it was it's probably like
this is you're the
vice president level person, probably.
I mean,
you're probably freaking out a little bit. But
75 mil has got to be a good portion of your budget for the year.
No, Budweiser, nah.
Don't think so?
For the year, it's probably a lot, but not the. You got to think Super Bowl. You got to think about all these other ones.
No, Super Bowl's probably not more than 75 mil.
No, but I'm saying on the year, this is one event. Probably the biggest. Actually, it's arguably the biggest global event. So, and you probably it's also more games. Oh yeah, it's definitely the biggest.
That's what I'm saying.
For sure.
This is your biggest marketing initiative of the year.
Probably. Yeah.
Like your brand name is everywhere.
Everywhere. And you
in
get
that
the phone
building.
call. You know, it's
But-
probably 9 a.m. because they made the decision at nighttime. So it's 9 a.m. back home. You get the phone call. Mr. Boutsalis, head of marketing for Budweiser. Please get your president on the phone
we
too.
should have asked about this.
JR?
Yeah.
He's coming over after. We'll ask him.
He's coming tonight?
Yeah. He's
Oh.
downtown.
I think though this.
Why
was
didn't
a
we get
bit-
him on the podcast today?
I didn't even think about it, to be honest.
This was. I think this is a bit premeditated though. There's no chance Budweiser went into that after all the vetting and all the work and money they put into that. That was the first glimpse of no they heard. There is no chance in
You
that.
don't think so? I think
There
I think they
had
were
to have been
blindsided.
some sort of doubt. Given
I didn't hear you repeat
like
that.
there had have been no chance that there was no sense of doubt that they weren't going to be able to sell. There had to have been some sort of
There was a
talk
double
in the-
negative there.
in behind.
Yeah, you confused me there.
Sorry.
You're
Get
saying
rid of the double negatives.
You said that they probably knew in the back of their mind there's a chance this happened.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
That there was
think
there
that?
was
Oh no, I'm just repeating what you said for
yeah
clarity
there
because I
was
didn't understand.
sorry there was talk about it definitely in the background.
Yeah, they
this
thought
wasn't gonna
deep
happen.
down that there's a better than 0%
There was
chance
no-
this could have happened.
There was no sales to begin with in the soccer stadiums, which is very common in England as we
No.
saw.
There would have been in
Designated
designated
areas.
small areas that the article I read was that there was designated areas and sections, and then what happened last week was they pushed those areas to more like hidden areas
outside of the stadium.
No. First, it was pushed to hidden areas. So if it was courtside, row 1, it was now moved to 300 level in the back, and you have to like find these areas.
I was also reading too that it was also only a certain amount of time before the game that they were allowed. Once the game started, everything was paused, and then during the game, no sales at all whatsoever,
Probably
even in
likely.
those little areas.
probably very likely.
So
You asked what I would do.
yeah, no, before that, do you think so? Danny believes that there was talk in the background and that
Something.
they weren't
There's a
blindsided.
better than 0% chance. For
You
sure.
believe that?
Be 100. Yeah,
I think they were blindsided.
Well, no. Well, listen. You're for sure blindsided by the decision, but when you're making that, when you're going into, okay, so think about it. They went into Qatar, which is a Islamic, very I guess Islamic country, which the religion is like. I don't believe there's any alcohol sales. I think I think only in hotels in Qatar. In like hotels in Qatar, you can purchase alcohol in the hotel bars.
and certain restaurants and bars that they have there that are designated, but it's only during those times and it's controlled.
But hang on, what I'm saying, yeah, I understand that. But what I'm saying is to give you context of the country. I don't believe there's many places you can purchase alcohol. I was reading this. You might want to fact check this. The place that you can purchase in that country is like the international hotels that have bars. So knowing that, when you're bidding on this, it's never. I don't think it's ever been in a country in that part of the world, to my knowledge. So when they're bidding on this, they're probably thinking, there is a chance this could happen. We don't think it's likely. It might have been a 2% chance they think, but there's definitely you gotta think.
Yeah, okay. It's never zero, right?
But that's
There's
what I
always-
mean.
But do you think
Like
they were,
okay, so it's not zero, but let's say Germany hosts it, I would say 0% it gets canceled in Germany. Like I would say
0.001?
No, I would say 0, unless it was Heineken sponsoring it, and then the owner of Heineken committed something egregious, and they said we're making a statement.
Never know.
But that to me is highly unlikely.
Yeah, but okay. So you believe that they, in the back of the head,
They
had that
were
thought.
probably saying, not. I would say as it got closer to, they probably started thinking less and less likely. So let's say if it was that they thought maybe 10% it happens. By now, there's probably like, oh, it's about to start next week. 1% maybe it
Did
happens.
you see like the branding and stuff is there too? They shipped beer over.
They shipped millions of dollars of beer over, tens
Sorry,
of millions.
Danny,
I think.
would you just catch over there?
No. So you can basically like, let's say you drink in public in Qatar at all, it's imprisonment up to like 6 months.
Yeah.
And there's massive fines. And alcohol is only available at licensed hotels, restaurants, and bars, like we said. And expats living in Qatar can only obtain it from from a permit system. So if you're actually living there, you have to go to a warehouse with your permit, pick up that alcohol, and you can't have it with you at any moment around you unless you're just getting it from that one warehouse.
And bring
that,
it home,
like,
basically.
You bring it home. That's it.
Yeah. So that's what it's. You'd have to think that it was they probably were weighing it, but the fact that they got blind, like they got pulled up the rug out from under
3
them.
days.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. But I wonder what recourse they have, and I would venture to guess.
So this is my question to you.
Okay.
Dan. What's the first thing you do?
The first thing I do is probably call my bosses and just say, hey, this is what happened. I probably get on the horn with like the team that's involved, not the marketing, with like the contractual side. I get all the lawyers, the company lawyers together, and I would say scour this thing and find out what recourse do we have. I don't know. I'm trying to picture in my head. I'm not a lawyer, but I would think that because FIFA is so large, and the World Cup is such a large scale of exposure, that they probably hold the power in their hands. Because if Budweiser didn't want to do it, they could go to. I mean, I don't know how many other companies are that big, but Carlsberg,
Heineken.
Yeah. So they have options. So I'd venture to guess that it's not like whoever just we're gonna pick the best proposal. It's probably who's gonna give us the most money for it. Because again, corruption. So the terms of the contract are probably not even favorable to the company that's involved in that agreement. So they probably don't have much recourse.
See, that's what this is all speculation because we don't have any of this.
I'm gonna just
knowledge.
Google.
But the first thing I'm doing is calling like the top 10 corporate lawyers in the US. I'm getting them all on the horn and I'm having a meeting ASAP. And I'm saying, boys or girls, ladies and gents, we need to figure out what we want to do. This is $75 million. It's not even just $75 million because you got to remember, they were going to make money too. So it's a lost revenue on this too, which I don't know how much you make when you're spending $75 million, but you're probably making a good amount of money. So this is massive. I feel like this is what's going to be taught in law schools. Like this lawsuit that's I think will happen will be talked about in law school moving forward.
So funny enough, Budweiser just came out with a tweet a couple hours ago, and it says, "New day, new tweet. Winning country gets the buds. Who will get them?" And it's just a picture of all the buds sitting in a warehouse.
Like millions.
Yeah, it's really good.
But it's actually fitting because this leads me to my next point now.
Wait, okay.
So before we get onto that,
Yeah, I'm just trying to read if there's anything. They probably don't have any recourse to do anything.
but again, you're not just going to lose 75 mil like that.
I wonder.
I feel like the
I just
lawyers
wonder
are going
how
through this
these
now.
like in today's day and age. This might be a little naive, but today where we are with the power of technology and startups can go from literally zero to tens of billions of dollars in value in a handful of years, which is like the speed of achieving that has never been easier and faster. How is there not more competition going? How is there not more? Yeah, I guess people and competition and startups and all that going after these organizations that are clearly corrupt, clearly monopolistic, but maybe not even monopolistic, maybe like autocratic is the right word. How can they not break through? How can today, the top teams in soccer not go to Silicon Valley and say, hey, not even Silicon Valley, but just go to the smartest people in the world and say, we want to form a new sanctioning body where it's decentralized. Use the big term of like cryptocurrency and blockchain, all that. It's a decentralized organization that no one person wields the power. All the spokes feeding into this hub are equally responsible for the integrity and the value and the success and everything. We don't need one person to run it. We all contribute resources, and then you can avoid these problems. How has no one chosen to do that and go against FIFA? How powerful can FIFA really be? They're for sure corrupt. Probably got a lot of Italians out there in Sicily. Where's the mob?
Like how powerful is the NFL?
Yeah, but that's a bit different. FIFA's an organization, not a league. I think there's a difference. Like the chance of you trying to get enough capital to spin up a league, like it's like if the NFL teams came and said the NFL doesn't make us enough money or the NFL is corrupt, so let's disband and get a new NFL. I don't think the NFL does very well by their owners, and you have the NFLPA that backs the players. FIFA, as an outsider, this is again naive. I don't know the answer, but it appears that they are just fully corrupt. And what benefit do they give to people?
Yeah, I don't know, but
I have a fun
Danny
fact.
got something.
Danny's
read
doing
somewhere.
work today.
Yeah. So apparently they may not be taking legal action because they're trying to stay in good standing with the FIFA for
Right.
the 2026 World Cup.
There you go.
So they're most at this moment in time, they refuse to say whether they're going to take legal action, but the majority they probably won't
Wow,
see?
75
because
million.
they
Yeah.
want
They-
it's because they've been in, it's the 3 World Cups already. So this would have been their 4th, and then they want to stay in good standing because it's going to be U.S., Canada, and Mexico. How could they not?
Biggest beer market in the world.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I bet
Makes
that's
sense.
also like, man, these like it's so interesting, how just money talks. Like you could just, I don't know, these like the corrupt stay corrupt. Power continues to get more power. It never. I don't know. People just don't want to. I mean, can you blame them? Like, would I stand up to them if I owned Budweiser? Probably not. But
I have a question regarding FIFA, like World Cup right now. have you guys seen how people are accusing Qatar of hiring fans and putting them in different shirts and jerseys to run around to make it seem like there's a lot of people there and like fans cheering on and everything? What are your thoughts on that?
I heard of it, but I haven't heard enough about it. So you guys, ask me the last one. So Rick, you take this.
I just I read an article that they hired paid actors and stuff, and you see like random pictures. Again, I don't know if I believe it or if it's just propaganda from like this side of the world just to make that World Cup look really bad. But I heard about it and I think that's absolutely fucking hilarious. Imagine you're a paid actor to go watch this tournament.
No, it's the funniest thing I've heard. But apparently a lot of them might not even be watching it. It happened a week before. Why would people 10 days before the World Cup be running around Qatar cheering?
Wait, what?
They're saying 10 days before like the World Cup started, which was yesterday, well, Sunday. There's people running around Qatar cheering for Brazil, cheering from England, cheering for all these different
Maybe
countries.
just to get people amped up.
Well,
to get people amped up. But the funniest part is I saw a picture and it was like Brazil fan, like, and then it just had like a Brazil jersey on, and like again they were saying so many people from across the world could be cheering for different teams, not their host countries, but the majority of people who were hired as actors were all of Islamic descent. And
yeah, the whole thing
going, and it's just the whole thing, like it was just.
I don't know if I believe it.
I don't know
about it.
either.
If it's true, it's hilarious. Even if it's not true, it's still pretty funny.
People singing the English like song to like the wrong tune, like just everything, which most English fans, soccer fans, would never do that.
Okay, and my final question related to the World Cup is: who do you guys think is going to win? Actually, I got one more after this too.
I really don't know enough about this. Go
You
Canada,
pick a
go!
team. You're going for Canada?
Wow.
Well, in this moment,
George just
Sorry,
pulled a Danielle
I opened
moment.
Twitter to see. I don't have an opinion on who's going to win because I don't watch it enough to know, and Greece is not in it. So I'm going to say Canada.
I like that. Good answer.
We should put some money on it. Like imagine Canada does pull what Greece did and wins it.
I think it's I think they're also like minus 2,500 or something.
Are they like they're not the lowest?
No, they're not high, but there's
Greece
a chance
was
they get out of the
Greece
division.
was minus 5,000 when they wanted to think.
Yeah,
plus 5,000.
Oh, sorry, yeah, Canada's plus
2,500 for
yeah,
Canada.
2,500. I think. I mean,
And if I was like that,
let me pull it up.
if I was a little bit older, I probably would have bet on Greece to win that Euro, even though you never think it's going to happen. I would bet on Greece for everything. Imagine hitting that one. Really random. I just pulled up Twitter, and Cody Bellinger.
Yep.
Jays, I think the Jays. I think apparently they're nearing a multi-year deal, which is crazy.
Okay, what are the odds for?
You're looking up for them to win.
Yeah.
All right, got too much dead silence in here, so I'll take it away. Yeah, Cody Bellinger would be a sick addition, but watching someone make Big Macs here. I might get some McDonald's tonight. I think I'm gonna do McDonald's for dinner tonight.
Okay, ready? So Brazil's favored at plus 330. Argentina's second, actually. England third. France, Spain, Germany, Netherlands, Portugal, Belgium, Denmark. Blah 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 blah. We get to Canada's. No, Greece couldn't be minus. What'd you say? 3,000
Plus 5,000 or
plus
something.
5,000. No, they had to be way more because plus 5,000, and this is Croatia and Serbia. No, Croatia, and they're like top.
What's
10.
the worst odds? Plus 50,000 maybe.
Saudi Arabia plus 75,000.
So Greece is plus 50,000 then.
Plus 50. Canada's plus
Maybe.
20,000. So yeah, I was off by.
So that's 2001 then,
I
I believe. Plus 20,000?
Hold on. It's 200 to 1.
Oh. Yeah, so then
rid of the
Greece
zeros.
would have been, you remove 2 zeros.
Yeah, that's what.
So Greece would have been plus 50,000 because they
It's
would
like
have been
$100 on Canada
plus
pays out
500.
$20K.
What? Hammer, let's go.
$100 on
Split it.
Canada pays out $20K.
Do you have money in your account?
Yeah, I just gotta verify my identity.
Okay, let's do it. I'll give you.
Okay, we'll do it right after this.
Oh, let's go. Fuck, let's go $200.
I got 184.
But hammer
No,
it.
I gotta put some other ones too.
Okay, $100 on Canada.
Wouldn't it be nice if we had a betting sponsor right now? That'd be nice. Okay, so you think Canada? If anyone's gonna ask me, I think Brazil. No big
Danny,
deal.
what do you think? Where's your hand up?
Oh,
5? Oh, we're running out of time.
We're out of time.
That's a quick, fast episode. It's okay. We'll go. We'll fire
What's
it
the
up.
World Cup one, right?
yeah, but you know what? It's like we're already at 15 minutes, and like
5-0?
I think it's 15 minutes of like actual solid content, then an hour and a half of.
Yeah. We actually like kind of talked and went into it pretty good.
13 minutes away.
We got a couple minutes. I am hungry. I got to eat something. I'm starting to get real hungry. What do you want to wrap this up on? Anything else notable? There's got to be something that we can chat about.
No,
We literally have nothing.
First time we're all
I'm going to
speechless?
Detroit Columbus and Cleveland this week, but I'll talk about that next week.
Fucking too much travel. Lisa doesn't want to hear about that. I got you, Lisa. Don't worry.
No, it's fun. That's a football trip.
That's a football trip, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going away for a while. I think we're gonna do Florida for Christmas, New Year's. I think.
You
Yeah.
do Christmas too or no?
No, I believe the day after, probably 26th or something like that.
Right now, my family's options, Bahamas flights are just ridiculous.
They're nuts.
Like it was like $2,500 a ticket
Round trip.
round trip.
WestJet or Air Canada.
Air Canada.
That's bad. Wow.
But like even not anywhere else, it's like two, like not 2 stops, like impossible. So, anyways, now they've narrowed it down to either doing California and doing San Diego and LA for a couple days. If not, Santa Barbara and LA for a few days. That's Andra, what she really wants.
They're basically the same places.
Exactly.
So it's California. Okay, next.
But my mom wants to go to San Diego because it's south.
Yeah, I would be nice to do that.
And then option 2 is London.
London would be cool. Becca and I almost did Paris for New Year's.
Yeah.
We had the hotel reserved. It's the best thing with Mary. You can just reserve hotels for whatever and cancel them 40 hours before you want to go.
My mom
Hilton's
refuses to go to
24.
Paris.
Is it?
Free cancellation 24 hours before. I've got basically every single day of the Christmas holidays booked somewhere in Florida. And I book one night. I'll book one night individually just in case I don't want to go Thursday. I want to go Friday.
You just
And then
cancel them each.
You cancel them each. And then when you get there, say, hey, by the way, I booked these all individual. Can you connect my account?
Oh,
So you
that
can
is
stay in the same room.
smart.
That's
Damn.
really smart.
I actually never thought about to do that.
Because the problem is what you do is you book 3 nights and then you only want to go for 2. You either lose the third night or you have to stay.
Yeah. If we drive down, we'll be doing just Miami, I think. So I was talking to Becca about this. She was like so on the fence. I really want to do a road trip and drive to Florida. We've done it with the RV, but very different.
But we stopped long.
Yeah. I really want to do a trip where we drive down to Florida, maybe stop for like 12 hours, halfway somewhere. You get like a random like a Holiday Inn or whatever.
Nashville's almost halfway.
Yeah. Where?
Nashville's just shy of halfway.
Yeah, but isn't it out of the way a little bit?
Depends. If you're going to Miami, maybe.
Because then I would hit the reason. Yeah, I think I want to do it. Coming back would be a little more pain in the butt because Becca would have to fly back for work, and that'd take a few days. But then I could just do like 8 hours over 3 days, hit some random places.
You could do a couple good sports things on the way back too.
I might do 1 or 2, but I would want to do for do some work and stuff. Stop, take some meetings, hit some Trader Joe's on the way up. Maybe hit all of them on the way up.
That's fair.
My mom said she was in Buffalo, or it's not said. My mom went to Buffalo. But the weekend, it was last weekend, so the weekend before that big snowstorm hit on the Friday, she went to the Trader Joe's in Niagara Falls and said it was like the apocalypse was coming. People were just ripping everything off shelves. The snow's not ripping everything off, but taking everything down because the snowstorm was going to be so bad.
Yeah, it is wild what happened there.
How did it hit Buffalo, which is so close to us, and we're just north?
Okay, I said the same thing. My mom looked at me like I was stupid. Apparently, it's in like some snow belt.
Well, it's because of I think it's because of the water too, right? That comes
lake
over the
effect?
water and then it
Yeah,
fucks
like
them on
the whole
end.
like there's like a huge snow belt right that passes through Buffalo.
Yeah, okay, maybe it is there probably is a reasonable
I
answer.
thought
to
it was
this.
ridiculous too because I'm like, oh, it's sunny here, no snow on the ground,
Yeah.
like we're perfectly
Well,
fine.
you guys hear that Guelph and Waterloo, Kitchener, that area got fucked on Friday or Saturday. And
Well, it's where the system's moving a direction. They don't always have to pass over, but we are it's a far enough drive. But if you look at it's pretty close.
we're not even 100 kilometers from them if you go a straight line.
Yeah. So I mean, it's just so interesting that it obliterated them
so much.
And
Yeah,
we got
4
nothing.
feet.
We got nothing. I mean, we got a little bit, but
We didn't even get a foot.
is there your snow tires on yet?
I got all seasons. I'm good.
Oh damn! I don't got my snow tires on yet. I might be screwed.
I don't know what kind of tires I have, and I'm supposed to send a picture of them to my dad and my mom, and I just haven't.
I don't even know if you guys have 4-wheel drive.
No,
I
have rear
don't.
wheel in my
I
car.
have a mini car. I have a tiny little car.
You got a luxury vehicle. You might have 4-wheel drive.
No, I don't think so. Oh, Audi.
She might. It's German.
I don't know.
Anyways, you guys good? We wrapping up?
Yeah.
I think we're good. That was a good episode.
All
A little
right.
fun, little quick kickoff.
That's
Fun
it.
Kickoff. I don't even know what I just said. See you guys.
Peace.
Bye.